a review and a comparison vid for the Penn Battle II 4000 size and the Penn Fierce II 4000 size. Both reels have been on the market for a couple years now, and both reels are super popular, used in freshwater and salt-alike, where I fish primarily the West Coast surf scene. Salt is where it's at, and you need reels that are super stiff, pretty indestructible, and durable to survive, season after season of casting. So before I get into the experience and the differences between the two reels, just a little background about the design of each reel. Penn in the early to mid 2000s came out with their Penn Sargus and really kind of set the design tone for the eventual Battle and Fierce series. Now this is the second Battle. This is the Battle 2, and this is also the second Fierce. This is the Fierce 2. And Penn kind of unified the design philosophy across their current reel offerings from the Penn all the way up through the Clash. So with the Penn Battle 2, it's a great reel. I've used it for about a season and a half in the surf, primarily for plugging and throwing dunking rigs. And one of the great things about Penn reels these days, at least these two models, is that they're super easy to deconstruct, strip, and repack and rebuild yourself. So for $4, $5 at your local tackle shop, you can pick up a little tub of Penn blue grease, and a little bit of Penn blue grease goes a long way. This will probably last me the lifetime of both of these reels, and they're super easy to build. These aren't exotic reels. One of their strengths is the simplicity of the design and the durability of the design. So if you happen to dunk your rig in saltwater, which you will if you fish the salt exclusively, and if you fish often, just know that these reels are super easy to maintain on your own. So bodies are virtually the same, handles are almost the same. The Fierce 2 has a painted handle, the Battle 2 has an anodized handle. Both reels share the same handle knob, which I really like. This happens to be my favorite non-circular knob that OEM reel manufacturer makes. Both the Penn Battle 2 and the Fierce 2's bodies have anodized finishes. I know one of the big improvements that they made on the Penn Battle 1 versus the Penn Battle 2. The Penn Battle 2 comes with a better anodized body. It's supposed to prevent saltwater corrosion a lot better than the original series. I don't know if that same process is implemented on the Fierce 2. I wouldn't be surprised, because these Penn bodies share a lot of similarities. Both reels have a 6.2 to 1 gear ratio, so that's 6.2 turns of the rotor for every 1 turn of the handle, and each reel will give you 185 yards of 30-pound braid in the 4000 size. So 6.2, it's on the faster side, so know your application when purchasing a reel. Both reels feature adequate bails. The bail tension on these are pretty good. Automatic trips for both of them. I tend to manually close my bail every time I throw a plug, just to minimize the chance of line twist, but more than adequate bail strength. Both spools are very similar also. You'll get the line guide rings for both the Penn Battle 2 and the Fierce 2, and both reels come with Penn's power band backing. So these reels out of the box are braid ready. You don't need to put mono backing if you don't want to. I don't for my Penn Battle 2, my Fierce 2, my Clash, or my Conflict. So kudos Penn for putting that on the spool for us. First difference, one that isn't visible to the naked eye, is the composition of the rotor. So the Penn Battle 2 comes with a full alloy rotor. The Fierce 2 has a composite rotor. So if I were to squeeze this rotor, this isn't a scientific test at all, but I don't know if you can tell, there's some flex in that rotor, and you can tell if you're handling a big fish, if you're crabbing, with a reel that's a little small, you can feel that flex as you're reeling in, that big game, or that heavy game, or that game that has a lot of drag, versus the Penn Battle 2 with the alloy rotor. And I'm putting about the same amount of pressure on this reel, and it just doesn't want to flex at all. So the Penn Battle 2, is I think half an ounce heavier than the Fierce II. This reel comes in at 13.2 ounces out of the box. The Fierce II in the 4,000 size comes in at 12.7 ounces out of the box. So, you gain rigidity at the cost of, half an ounce, but, both will catch fish, both will handle fish, and both are super solid. The second difference between the Penn Battle II and the Fierce II is another thing that you won't notice unless you read the description or the specs of each reel. The Penn Battle II comes in with 5+1 ball bearings, so that's 5 bearings in the rotor, 1 in the roller bearing, and the Fierce II comes in with 1 less. So you get 4 bearings in the rotor, 1 in the roller bearing. But personally, if I was blindfolded, I don't think I could tell the difference in how smooth the Penn Battle II spins versus the Fierce II, with the addition of that extra bearing in the Battle II. But if you fish these reels every day, or you have a charter service and you buy a lot of one reel, maybe that extra bearing is going to make the difference in the longevity of your spinning reel. And the third difference between the Battle II lineup and the Fierce II lineup is the quality of the drags used in the Penn Battle II versus the Fierce II. The Penn Battle II features Penn's HT100 carbon fiber drag discs, which are just phenomenal. So this reel will give you 15 pounds of drag, but it's the performance of that drag for fish that run and run and run that really set it apart from the Fierce II, which uses felt drags. The HT100 drag discs are designed to perform well for long run durations. They are resistant to any heat buildup, and there's no loss of performance when you have a fish that is running. The Fierce, in my experience, is more than adequate for the NorCal surf. They have your standard felt bearings. There aren't many fish out here, at least in the surf scene, that can take your line out for hundreds and hundreds of yards at a time. So, in my opinion, the felt washers are more than adequate. And, the good thing about the Penn lineup and these reels, they're so popular and there's so many of them out there that there's a huge aftermarket for replacement parts. So you could very easily upgrade this reel at any time with, like drag washers or the HT100 drag washers, and put them in a Fierce II. So those are the main 3 differences between the Penn Battle II lineup and the Fierce II lineup. Both reels are more than adequate for fishing the West Coast surf scene like I do. If you're going that route, definitely pick up a small tub of Penn Blue Grease if you're planning on doing scheduled maintenance yourself for either reel. And again, it's pretty easy to tear into these reels. Just so you know, I love the Fierce II so much that I have a Fierce 3000, a Fierce II 3000 size on my Llama Gloss 611 for light tackle surf fishing for perch, smelt, and stripers too. And I even have a Fierce II 6000 on my primary crabbing rod, which is a Penn Prevail 11 foot medium heavy. So this reel is super versatile and pretty indestructible. I've actually dunked this reel just as often as I've dunked this reel, and this reel actually, in my experience, is performing a little better after getting dunked than the Battle II. So although the Battle II might have an extra seal and has an additional bearing, I've actually had to tear into this reel and clean it out a little more than the Fierce II. Very impressed with the Fierce II. In my opinion, it's the best bang for your buck. And I've been through many reels, and I probably have too many. And I'm a Penn fan. They make great reels. I put my money where my mouth is. So hopefully you like this review, and hopefully you got adequate information describing the differences between the Penn Battle II and the Fierce II. If you're interested in any of these reels, they're listed in the links below. Any purchases made through those links directly support the channel. So till I see you guys next time, tight lines, and maybe I'll see you guys on the shore. Fish on! Dude! Woo! On the BSP! Dude, on the BSP!